So the next 30 minutes is all yours. You may start your presentation.
Fantastic. Students, I'm going to tell you all about Australia's #1 university and also how you can get there. Loyola is a top school. You guys need to be aiming for a top university. Melbourne University is it. #1 in Australia, has been #1 for over 15 years now. It continues to be the top choice in Australia. So let me show you some pictures and some information about Trinity College and the University of Melbourne. This is Trinity College here, guys. It's a beautiful campus. It's inside Melbourne University. It looks like Hogwarts from Harry Potter. It's an amazing place to study. And even though we don't have the same curriculum as Hogwarts or Harry Potter, we produce a very different type of magic here because we guarantee students entry into the University of Melbourne. That's right. Students who come to Trinity College are guaranteed entry into Melbourne University. You'll see right here, students, that Melbourne University and Trinity College are the same campus, the same institution. That's it there, Melbourne University, Trinity College inside the campus, connected directly. When you come to foundation studies at Trinity College, from the first day, you are inside the campus, not in some remote campus in downtown Jakarta or some strange campus in college in a different area of Indonesia. When you come to Trinity College, you are on the campus of Melbourne University from day one. This is a big advantage, guys, okay? Because you will be part of Melbourne University from day one when you join Trinity College. So, #1 in Australia, ke satu universitas di Australia, and 33 di dunia. This is the new ranking just released last week. The UK Times ranking still has Melbourne University #1 in Australia and 33 now in the world. Every year it adjusts a little. Every year it goes up and down a little. We're still #1 in Australia. We're number 33 now in the world. But this ranking here, students, is the most important one for you, okay? Now, in Jakarta, in Bandung, in Semarang, in Surabaya, all over Indonesia now, every year, thousands of students graduating every year in every discipline, thousands of students. It means the competition now for jobs in Indonesia is getting really tough. Okay, it's getting very competitive, students. Okay, students have to compete for jobs when they graduate now. This ranking here tells us Melbourne University students stand out from the rest because this is the graduate employment ranking, graduate employability ranking from QS. Now, this ranking is based on a survey. And the QS research company, they survey around 15,000 companies and businesses from all around the world, 15,000 businesses and companies, and they ask them, who would you employ? Which graduates have the best skills? What universities are they from? And based on this survey, students, okay, Melbourne University graduates are now ranked 7th in the world. There it is there. You can look this up on the internet to confirm it for yourself. Melbourne University graduates stand out. Melbourne University graduates get the best jobs, okay? Because employers and businesses want them. They regard them as the best in Australia. So if you're a top student going to a top school like Loyola, why settle for second best? Why aim low or just in the middle? Go for the top, go for Melbourne University. Okay, because our outcomes are the best. Students, I'd love to hear from you. If you could put in the chat, I would love to hear from you now. What do you want to study? When you go to university, what do you want to study? I'm looking at the chat box. Who's going to be the first? Tell me, what do you want to study at university? Put it into the chat now. I want to hear from you guys. Thank you, Helen. You're the first. You're the bravest. Okay, law, psychology. Thank you, Kesha. We've got Shifa, computer science, arts and humanities. Thank you, Meda. Medical, pharmacy. Okay, excellent. Psychology, medic. Thank you, Vania. Thank you, Llewellyn. Okay, well, let's have a look at the ranking for some of those, shall we? So accounting and finance, business, #1 in Australia, still the #1 in Australia, number 18 in the world for accounting finance. Arts and humanities, one of the students put up arts and humanities, #1 in Australia again, number 18 in the world. Someone said computer science and IT. Well, there we have it there, #1 in Australia again, number 39 in the world. Law, Helen, you were the first, #1 in Australia, 11 in the world. Okay. Psychology, again, #1 in Australia, number 20 in the world. Medicine, #1 in Australia, number 18 in the world. Students, you see it right here. Melbourne University continues to be the highest ranking university in Australia. It is the most outstanding. Our graduates are ranked 7th in the world for their employability. An amazing place to study. Thank you everyone for telling us what you want to study there. Food science, we're #1 in Australia for food science. I'm not going to go into all of the bachelor degrees. Everything that you mentioned there, we cover. The Bachelor of Commerce, 6 major areas of study. If you're studying commerce, that's where you're going to be. Melbourne Business School, #1 in Australia. That's the lecture theatre you're going to be sitting in if business economics. Okay, so William, you want to study economics. That's where you're going to be learning. The Bachelor of Arts, for everyone who said they wanted to study psychology or social sciences or humanities, criminology, psychology, which what I studied at university, okay? And I was a forensic investigator for child protection for many, many years. This is the place to study criminology and psychology, Melbourne University. That's the art school, a beautiful place to study, students. Picture yourself studying in that lecture theatre there, okay? The art school, okay, even has its own art gallery. That's another lecture theatre. Looks amazing, like almost like a nightclub, okay? Melbourne University is an exciting place to study. Now, many years ago, back when I studied at university, they were boring, they were grey, they were uninspiring. But Melbourne University now, wow, dynamic. This is the place to be. Bachelor of Science, those of you who want to study engineering or IT or food science, it's in the Bachelor of Science. So, okay, so for Technic, okay, engineering, 3 years Bachelor of Science, 2 years Masters Engineering. You'll be more highly qualified than other universities. After 5 years, Bachelor and Masters, not just a Bachelor like other universities. 3 years Bachelor of Science, Engineering, 2 years Masters. Bachelor of Biomedicine, for those of you who want to study pharmacology, not just pharmacy. Okay, pharmacy, you are just going to work in the apothec. Okay, you're going to be selling drugs on behalf of the drug company. But pharmacology at Melbourne University, you're going to be researching and inventing the medication and the drugs and the immunizations. Melbourne University, in biomedicine, this area called immunology, one of our professors, Professor Peter Dougherty, he has a Nobel Prize. He was the first in the world to unlock the genetic and genomic code for COVID-19 back last year in January. He shared this knowledge with the world. Our medicine, our pharmacology at Melbourne University, it's #1 in Australia. It doesn't get better than this. Bioengineering, thank you, Andrew. Well, guess what? In biotechnology at Melbourne University, we invented the bionic ear to help people hear again who are deaf. We are now perfecting the bionic eye. The Bachelor of Design for students who want to study architecture or computing design, civil engineering, graphic design, digital technology. The design school at Melbourne University has won awards all around the world for its sustainable design sustainable architecture and engineering techniques. It's amazing. This is it here. So if you are interested in design or architecture, you're going to be studying in this building here, and it is simply amazing. Okay, even inside this building, okay, you'll even see this hanging from the ceiling, this structure hanging directly in the middle of the building. There are 2 classrooms inside here, and they're called the floating classrooms. Amazing. If you're studying engineering or civil engineering or design or architecture, this is where you want to be. And we have a range of other subjects here: music, dentistry, oral health, mathematics, and this one here, agriculture, becoming very, very popular now. Why? Well, one of the biggest issues now in Indonesia is food security and food safety. The Bachelor of Agriculture, the graduates combining business and agriculture, agribusiness, the graduates go on, they will be managing multi-million-dollar food production farms and enterprises. This is a career for the future, guys. So Trinity College, why do we do foundation studies? Well, there's a number of reasons, and they're very, very important, okay? Firstly, we have a different structure in Australia to Indonesia. Who can put into the chat, how many years do you study at school in Indonesia? First into the chat. Who's going to tell me? How many years to study school in Indonesia? Anybody? Ooh, are we asleep already, or are people thinking about dinner already? How many years for studying school in Indonesia? I'll tell you, it's 12. But in Australia, 13 years. In Australia, we do 13 years of school and we do a 3-year bachelor. In Indonesia, 12 years and a 4-year bachelor. So you see, it's a different system. If you're coming to Australia, okay, you've missed out on 1 year of study compared to our high school students. But there's another reason. And this reason is more important. In SMA, I have been to your school. I have been to schools across all of Indonesia for 16 years. Great schools. However, it's a different type of learning in Indonesia, a different system. The skills that you will need to do well at university in Australia and at Melbourne University, critical thinking skills, the ability to learn about a topic from a range of different viewpoints, the ability to question, the ability to challenge ideas and look beyond that just one simple right answer that the teacher might write on the board. Critical thinking skills, that's what we teach our students at Trinity College. Academic writing skills, again, I'm going to ask a question here. Who has ever written a 2,000-word essay in English before? First into the chat, anybody? Who's written a 2,000 or 1,500 word essay?
I'm sorry, sir. I think the chat feature is disabled currently.
Sorry?
The chat feature is disabled.
Oh, it's disabled. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, sir.
All right, no problem. Well, I'll ask the questions, but I'll get no response. All right. Let me answer my own question. That is, very, very few students in Indonesia are actually taught the right academic writing techniques. When you get to university, right from the first day, you are expected to understand how to structure an essay properly. You are expected to understand the difference between an argumentative style essay, explorative, research paper, comparative, and they all require a different structure. Now, for a lot of students who say, oh, foundation studies, waste of time, guess what happens? They find a university that allows them directly. They sit in class in the first 2 weeks. Suddenly they get all these different assignments. They don't really know how to structure them or write them. So guess what they do? They cut and paste from the internet or copy from a book. And that is the quickest way to fail at university, guys. Okay, Trinity College students, we teach our students academic writing skills, how to structure an essay properly. And there is a formula to it. Most importantly of all, how to reference. referencing, and citation are the most important skills. We will teach you that at Trinity College. Confidence and presentation skills. Do you know what? When I visit schools in Indonesia, I see the teacher standing in the front. Shh, silence. Everyone listen to the teacher. And the students sit there and quietly take notes. When you get to university, of course, you have to listen to your teacher, but you also have to interact. The level of interaction surprises a lot of students. You are expected to contribute. You are expected to give your ideas. And when the lecturer says, okay, stand up over here, what do you think about this? You are expected to answer it. Trinity College, we teach our students confidence and presentation skills. Our students are very confident, and that's why they cope at university very well. Finally, research skills. We teach our students how to access information, where to find it, how to use your time efficiently. Those are the skills that Trinity College students have, and it's the reason why our students are the highest performing students at Melbourne University. They get the most scholarships. So let me skip to the programs at Trinity College. The main programs are 10 months. One starts in February, the other starts in August. So the August program is the one for most Indonesian students who have finished SMA Kelas 3, SMA Kelas 2. You can enter in August for 10 months and directly into Melbourne University. Okay, you will need 5 subjects. Okay, 75 or higher, and Ielts of 6. For students who have finished SMA Kelas 3, if you have 5 subjects above 80, you can come to the fast track program. 7 months, fast track program directly into Melbourne University. We have one that starts next year. Actually, it will start in June, okay? June, fast track next year, finish in January, enter Melbourne University in February. Very streamlined, very quick. SMA Class 3, okay, grade 12 students. Okay, I'm going to tell you about a very special opportunity, guys. This is called the Trinity Talks. The Trinity Talks are starting on Monday. This is your opportunity to have a taste of what it's like to sit in a Trinity classroom. We're running these on Zoom. They are free, okay? And let me just share my screen and give you the link. The Trinity Talks, there will be 7 of them. The first one on Monday will be physics, and we will be examining the Feynman's principles of physics. Professor Paulo will take us through that. 4 p.m. Waktu Indonesia Barat, okay, 4 p.m. Indonesia time, Monday the 20th. Register, it's free. Following that, we have chemistry, and we're talking about the chemistry of food waste and using chemistry to solve food wastage problems. After that, we have a very special one about chemistry, biology, and physics, how we see color. Accounting and economics, we're talking about the stock market. After that, environment, development, and design. And then we're talking about philosophy, history of ideas, then media and communication. Guys, I thoroughly recommend that you join us for those. If you join all 7, you will receive a special certificate of participation with your name on it, okay? And we will send that to you. I will just post the link. It's free to join these very special lectures. I'm going to put it in the chat box now. Here is the link. And here is finally, oh, can you make me co-host so I can post
I think you can share the link later during the Q&A session so that we can open the chat box later on.
Okay, okay. Well, in that case, let's go to question and answer, shall we? Who has got a question for me?
Okay, so first of all, I'll do the transition from your presentation to the Q&A session. So thank you, Sir Benwemar, for your presentation. I believe it really helps the participants to get a bigger idea about the right university for each one of them. So before moving on to the Q&A session, I would like to summarize the presentation for the audience in Indonesian. Jadi, universitas ini memiliki building yang sangat bagus, yang sangat dinamis ya teman-teman, seperti kita lihat. Jadi Trinity itu bagian dari kampus yang sama dengan the University of Melbourne, di mana Univ Melbourne itu universitas nomor 1 di Australia dan nomor 31 worldwide. Dan berdasarkan QS Employability Ranking 2021, University of Melbourne itu nomor 7 dalam hal hasil lulusan dan employability. Jadi dari sini udah kelihatan banget lah ya kualitas dari universitasnya. Apalagi most programs di University of Melbourne itu udah sangat tinggi rankingnya. Selain itu dapat dilihat juga dari presentasi tadi, fasilitasnya keren-keren banget lah teman-teman. Nah, Trinity College sendiri itu untuk foundation studies, which is very important atau sangat penting untuk mengikuti sistem edukasi di Australia. Misalnya tadi ada belajar tentang critical thinking, interactive learning skills, terus confidence, research skills, writing academic essays, dan masih banyak yang lainnya. Jadi buat teman-teman yang masih nganggap, kenapa sih kok kita harus foundation studies? Jadi sekarang lebih paham kan kenapa sih foundation itu penting dan useful untuk kedepannya. Nah, terus di situ ada 2 jenis foundation, yaitu yang fast track dan yang biasa. So now we'll be moving on straight away to the Q&A session. The audience are now allowed to type in the questions in the chat feature. Jadi teman-teman, setelah ini kita akan memasuki sesi tanya-jawab. Kepada seluruh peserta dapat menuliskan pertanyaannya di kolom chat.
Fantastic. Students, who is going to be brave enough? Who's got some questions? Where are you aiming to go? When you finish high school, what universities are you considering? And what information will help you? Okay, so we've got a question here from Winner. In the next academic year, will classes be held online or in person? Okay, well, in Australia at the moment, we are now 42% double vaccinated. We hope to have over 80% of the population double vaccinated by the end of this year, which will mean hopefully at some time in the first semester next year, we're going to open for international students to return. Okay, so we may have some online who cannot make it yet and some in person. And we're hoping that students from Loyola can come in person mid next year. That's what we're planning, guys. So keep that thought because things are looking very positive for 2022. Got a few more questions in the chat, and so I'm going to move through
Sir,
these.
I'll have to read them for you.
Sure.
Okay. How much A levels that I need for applying medicine?
I can read that too. So
Yeah.
So the A levels for medicine, well, you'll need at least 3 A levels and you'll need AAB for those. Okay, so, and you'll need at least chemistry and math in your AS levels. Okay.
Okay, so next question. Excuse me, sir, I want to ask, can we get to the major IT from social major, or does it have to be from science major?
It is possible, but it's tricky. Okay, usually from IPA. If you want to do IT, you need to go because you're going into the Bachelor of Science. So most students will, if they want IT, will be coming from IPA. There is a way, but it can be a little bit difficult because you will have to pick up a science subject at Trinity College, which will usually be biology. I can discuss this more with you. If you want, you can email me directly and I'll set up another time. There's my email address, guys. Anyone, if you want a private one-to-one session to work out your study plan, email me. Okay, in the weeks ahead, myself, my colleague Emmy from University of Melbourne, we can talk directly to you and make your plan. Got more questions coming here.
Before that, sir, let me translate your answer in Indonesian first for some of the audience that might not understand English. So, untuk pertanyaan yang tadi barusan ya, untuk major IT itu harus dari IPA atau boleh dari IPS nih, atau sebaliknya. Nah, jadi jawabannya tuh boleh dari IPS, cuman ya mungkin akan sedikit lebih sulit buat mereka yang berasal dari jurusan IPS. Ya, begitu ya teman-teman. Jadi kita akan lanjutkan ke pertanyaan selanjutnya. Hi, can you give us more information about scholarship?
Scholarships. Now, this is the question that I get every time. Scholarships. To answer that, well, there are some scholarships for Trinity College. Not many. They're limited. We only have a small number of them every year. They're 50% scholarships, very valuable. They're worth 17,000 Australian dollars. But if you want a scholarship, you have to be an outstanding student. You have to have excellent grades. The way to be considered for a scholarship, first, work very hard, get good grades. Second, make an application for Trinity College, and we will consider you automatically for those scholarships when we receive your application. Does everyone get a scholarship when they come to Trinity? No, unfortunately not, because scholarships at the top universities all around the world, we don't hand them out like candy, guys. Okay, not everyone wins a prize and a ribbon in the race. And if you want a scholarship to Australia's #1 university in Trinity College, you'll need to be good. So study hard. We'll consider you when you apply. Over to you, moderator.
Oke, sedikit translation nih buat yang tadi pertanyaan tentang scholarship. Jadi scholarship itu emang ada, cuman untuk mendapatkan scholarship itu tentunya nggak gampang, nggak kayak bagi-bagi permen dong, apalagi ini universitas top di Australia. Jadi kalau kalian pastiin kalian bisa join foundation di Trinity College, nah nanti pasti kemungkinan untuk dapat beasiswa di University of Melbourne itu semakin besar, apalagi kalau nilai kalian sejak SMA udah bagus banget. Nah, moving on to the next question, it is
I've got one here in private, and so you won't be able to see it,
but
I can see it. So let me deal with this one, and it comes from Grisel, who asks, "What's the difference between bachelor and undergraduate?" Grisel, very simple to answer. They're the same thing. It's like saying S1 or bachelor degree. It's the same. Okay. You study undergraduate studies and you graduate with a bachelor. Okay, very quick. Penelope asks, if I go to Trinity College, can I go directly to Melbourne University to get the bachelor degree? Yes, we're on the same campus. Remember, Penelope, on the same campus, you study Trinity College, then directly into your bachelor. Guaranteed entry into Melbourne University if you study and get good grades, and you get your bachelor degree from Melbourne University. And guess what? Every university in Australia, they recognize Trinity College as being the #1 and Melbourne University as being #1. Study at Trinity College, you can go anywhere you want. So Penelope says, thank you. Well, I say back to you, Penelope, sama-sama.
Okay,
next question.
So before moving on to the next question, it's a really interesting question, so I might have to translate that a little bit first, sir.
No problem.
Oke, jadi itu pertanyaannya tadi kalau misalnya aku udah ikut foundation nih di Trinity College, berarti aku pasti bisa masuk University of Melbourne ya. Nah, jawabannya tuh iya teman-teman. Jadi kalau kalian masuk Trinity College, pasti lebih mudah admisi kalian ke University of Melbourne. Dan untuk pertanyaan sebelumnya yang belum di-translate, nah itu pertanyaannya adalah apa perbedaan bachelor sama undergraduate? Which is itu keduanya sebenarnya sama aja, yaitu S1. Nah, sekarang kita akan lanjut ke pertanyaan selanjutnya. So the next question is in Indonesian. So I'll translate it for you.
Go for it.
Okay. So how much is the fee for new students there, and the living fees, like maybe dormitory fees and stuff like that, sir?
It's a great question. Well, Our tuition fees at Trinity College for next year will be 34,000 Australian dollar, 34,000 Australian dollars. Okay, if you join us so mid-year, if you join us in July and August, 34,000 Australian dollars for Trinity College. The bachelor degree, Melbourne University, depends on which one, between 35,000 and 40,000 Australian dollars. Living costs for 1 year, okay? You will need a budget around 24,000 Australian dollars for 1 year, okay? That is comfortable living. That is for transport, food, entertainment, syndicate, everything you need. 24,000 Australian dollars for 1 year.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the answer. Let me translate that real fast. So, jadi teman-teman, untuk di Trinity College itu kurang lebih admisi dan lain-lainnya itu 34.000 Australian dollars. Dan untuk living cost, ya dormitory atau untuk makan, entertainment, dan transportasi itu kurang lebih 24.000 dolar. Dan tentunya menyesuaikan dengan gaya hidup teman-teman semua ya. Dan untuk di University of Melbourne sendiri itu berbeda karena setiap jurusan atau setiap major itu memiliki cost yang berbeda. Begitu teman-teman. Now moving on, still from the same person, this person asked, are new students allowed to work there or work part-time to get extra money?
Yes, the answer is yes. Students can work up to 20 hours per week. Okay, however, my recommendation is for a new student coming to study for the first time, make sure that your studies are going well before you go out looking for jobs.
Oke, nah itu jawabannya ya teman-teman. Jadi kalian tuh boleh part-time job, cuman ya pastiin kalian tuh nggak keteteran gitu pelajarannya. Nah, moving on to the next question, it's still from the same person. Is there a privilege if we have like sisters or brothers in Melbourne University?
Yes. So if a student brother or sister came to Trinity College, they will get a discount. Okay, a small discount, but it's a few $1,000s.
Ben, sorry to jump, the moderator. I think this one is asking about guardianship because asking as wali. So maybe the student is under 18 student.
Okay. If your older brother or sister is already at Melbourne University, if the question is, can I live with them? If they are 21 or older, yes, they can be the guardian. Okay. If you are under 18 and your brother or sister is not 21 yet, you will have to live in the approved under 18 accommodation until you are 18. When you are 18, you can live anywhere. So older brother or sister, 21, no problem, can live.
Yep.
Okay.
And regulation from the government. So both Trinity College and the University of Melbourne, we are following the policy and regulation from the Australian government.
Thank you, Emmy.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Emmy, and thank you, sir. So to translate that real fast, jadi teman-teman tuh kalau tentang guardianship, kalian tuh boleh ya tinggal sendiri kalau misalnya udah di atas 18 tahun. Cuman kalau kalian masih di bawah 18 tahun, kalian harus tinggal dengan guardian yang di atas 21 tahun atau tinggal di accommodation yang di-approve oleh government. Gitu ya teman-teman. And then I have a question here, direct message to me. So I'll read it for you, sir. How long is it to achieve bachelor degree? I am also curious, how long is it to achieve postgraduate degree?
Well, as I said in my presentation, bachelor degree at Melbourne University, 3 years. Okay. The master's degree, depending on which one, but usually 2 years. There are some that might be longer. For example, engineering, if you haven't got the right background, might be 3 years. Okay, but usually bachelor is 3 years, usually master is 2 years.
Oke, jadi jawabannya tuh biasanya undergraduate atau S1 itu 3 tahun dan postgraduate atau S2 itu juga 3 tahun ya teman-teman. Tapi tentunya akan menyesuaikan sesuai major kalian masing-masing. So next, we have another question again. Is the tuition for the fast track program the same as the regular one?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the question is, the main program and the fast track program, the price is the same. Okay, the fast track program contains as many hours of study as the main program. So main program 10 months, but then we get that and we compress it into a more rapid study period, 7 months. It's more intense, no holidays. You finish it quicker. It's the same price. It's the same program, only quicker.
Jadi sebenarnya fast track dengan regular itu sama aja teman-teman, programnya tuh sama aja, cuman dikompres dengan waktu yang lebih singkat, jadi lebih intensif gitu. Misalnya kalau di regular kalian lebih dapat lebih banyak libur, sedangkan kalau di fast track itu kalian liburnya lebih sedikit. Cuman ya harganya masih sama ya teman-teman. So moving on to the next question, does Trinity College offer student housing or like dorm and dining options? If Trinity offers it, how much does it cost?
Absolutely. Look, Melbourne University, all around the campus. When you come to Trinity, we've got lots of different accommodation options. If you want your own room and own bathroom, no problem, we have that one. If you want to share with your friend or another girl or boy, okay, yes, we have twin share, depending on which style and your budget. Lots of accommodation all around Melbourne University campus. We will help you find those after you apply, okay? That's when we will start planning which one is the right one for you and your budget. Lots of accommodation options. Very close to the city centre. Walking distance to your class, only 5 or 10 minutes walk away, okay? This is the student area of Melbourne, right in the heart of Melbourne. Not far, far away from the city. There is another university. It takes 1 hour outside the city. Terrible, but Melbourne University, it's all around the campus. It's in the city. This is the student area. This is the place you want to be, students. Let me tell you.
Oke, jadi teman-teman kalau buat dormitory itu kalian nggak usah takut karena itu tuh sudah kayak student area gitu di sekitar Melbourne University dan nanti menyesuaikan gaya hidup, budget ataupun kan misalnya ada yang mau tinggalnya sama temen nih nggak bisa sendiri, tapi ada juga yang lebih prefer untuk sendirian. Nah itu nanti Trinity College atau University of Melbourne itu bisa menyediakan sesuai budget kalian. Jadi harganya tuh ada variety of prices ya, jadi beda-beda gitu teman-teman. So moving on to the next question. We have a question in my direct message. So, hi, I have a question. Does the Melbourne University has an exchange program to other universities? Thank you.
Oh, what a fantastic question. And this student is obviously thinking already ahead. Well, how amazing. You know, Melbourne University's ranking in the world is very special. 33 in the world, #1 in Australia. We have partnerships with the most prestigious universities all around the world. Emmy, some of the more special ones that students can go to in Europe or England or America. Emmy, did you want to contribute there?
Yeah, sorry, Ben, can you repeat the question? Because I just lost my connection.
No problem, no problem. The question was, do we have partnerships to other universities you can do exchange? What are some of this? What are some of the really special ones? Because Melbourne University, number 33 in the world, our partner universities are amazing. Which ones are they? Just a couple.
As Ben mentioned, that of course, as a top university, especially #1 university in Australia, we have a lot of partnership with all the top university in the world as well, including like King's College, Cambridge University. So you will need to apply for the exchange program, but the program is open for all of our undergraduate students as long as the student meet the requirement. So of course, when we will send the student to our partner university, there will be several requirements. The University of Melbourne is always about achievement and top grades. As Ben mentioned, that you will be studying with a lot of high excellence students. So we will be looking at your result before you could join for the exchange program. But yes, we do have a lot of high excellent partner around the world, Ben.
Thank you, Emmy. And some of them, you can find it on the website. Some of them are very high ranking and very prestigious in the top universities in the world.
Oke, jadi untuk translate-nya itu tentang student exchange ya teman-teman, buat yang pengen student exchange nih, udah ke Australia tapi juga pengen ngalamin student exchange ke negara lain atau dengan universitas lain. Nah, jawabannya tuh ada teman-teman. Jadi pengalaman kalian nggak bakal terbatas deh. Nah, tentunya ada syarat-syarat yang perlu kalian ikuti, misalnya dalam nilai atau aplikasi interview dan lain-lain yang pasti harus kalian lewati ya untuk mendapatkan kesempatan student exchange. Nah, so I think we have gone through the questions from the participants. So now I would like to ask a question for myself.
Oh, you're
Okay.
thinking about coming to Trinity College, are you?
Okay, so Sir Ben, could you tell us a bit about the college environment and the culture there?
Well, the college environment, let me just take you back to that picture that I showed you before of Trinity College. Trinity College was built in the 18th century, okay, and it was built by scholars from Trinity College from Cambridge University. So it's a very special place. When students walk onto the campus of Trinity College, they're greeted with a combination of the old historic prestige of English universities, such as you see on your screen, together with the most modern research centers in the world. So this combination of old and new makes it a very inspiring and beautiful place to study. Lots of parks and trees, lots of open spaces, cafes, restaurants. It's an amazing environment, and it's an environment that students love.
Okay, thank you Sir Ben for the answer. Jadi buat teman-teman yang bingung nih, culture di sana tuh kayak apa sih? Takut kalau misalnya culture shock atau mungkin sangat berbeda dengan di Indonesia. Jadi kalian tuh jangan takut karena di sana tuh sangat friendly teman-teman, lingkungannya ya teman-teman. Jadi buat kalian yang masih takut keluar dari comfort zone nih, takut buat ke Australia, jadi jangan takut ya teman-teman. Nah,
so maybe just to highlight and give a taste of what our campus is like, okay. I've got a short video for about one and a half minutes I'd like to show. In this video, you'll see the campus, okay? But I want students to look for a very well-known Indonesian celebrity. First person to put it into the chat when they see this well-known Indonesian celebrity who came to Trinity College in 2019. She's at Melbourne University now. See if you can see the special Indonesian celebrity in this video clip that I'm about to show you. Just one moment while I get that ready for you.
Oke, jadi teman-teman habis ini Sir Ben itu menunjukin video. Nah, teman-teman coba spot deh, ada nggak nih artis Indonesia yang datang ke University of Melbourne? Yang tahu langsung komen ya teman-teman.
You have a response already, Ben, on the chat box.
Fashion, sporting events, and of
Oh my God! Really? They're made out of coffee.
Sorry.
I don't realize.
Sorry.
I mean, how's that even possible?
Of course, home to the prestigious University of Melbourne, Australia's #1 ranked university, and Trinity College Foundation Studies can get you there. In fact, Trinity's Foundation Studies program is the only pathway that offers you guaranteed entry into an undergraduate degree at the University of Melbourne. With over 30 years of experience and expertise in preparing international students for university success, Trinity College's teaching and curriculum is second to none. You'll study a mix of core subjects and elective subjects, and you will learn from teachers who are experts in their field. There's also plenty of well-being and academic support, which is so important when you're so far from home.
An opportunity like this is one that will open up a lot of the world to you. We have a program here that will help you to get where you need to go, but in a really supported way.
Your new home is absolutely beautiful. The Trinity campus is conveniently located right next door to the University of Melbourne. The city centre is really close too. If you come to Trinity, you'll really get to experience the best that Melbourne has to offer.
The campus is like smack bang in the middle of the city. So like you can experience city life, you can experience all of the good food. It's such a caring environment. It's an environment where everyone's out to make friends, everyone's out to meet new people. So it's a very safe space, and it was a very good year for me.
You'll be able to choose from many accommodation options, including homestays and purpose-built student accommodation. No matter where you live, you'll always feel part of the tight-knit Trinity community, which includes an extensive alumni network of past students who live all over the world and who will always be willing to help you out even after you leave Trinity. Of course, you'll meet plenty of like-minded students at Trinity and will start university with plenty of friends. So really, Trinity College is the best option when it comes to your education, future job prospects, and the chance to live in an amazing city and meet amazing people. Trinity College is currently offering foundation studies online, so you can start studying in your home country. Then join us and the University of Melbourne as soon as Australia's borders open. So apply now for Trinity College, your pathway to the University of Melbourne.
Okay, so let me just pause that and stop share. Did anyone spot the well-known Indonesian student? Yes. Marceline, Nathania, Kanaya, quite a few of you saw Agatha Chelsea. So Chelsea came to Trinity College in 2019. You know, when she was doing her research, she could have gone anywhere. There were lots of these tricky diploma programs, shortcut programs, finish your degree in 2 years, blah, blah, blah. But no, she chose Melbourne University because it's thorough. There are no shortcuts. And our graduates are ranked 7th in the world. Okay, and it's #1 in the world for psychology and media and communication. That's what Chelsea's studying at the moment. If you come to Melbourne University, join the Indonesian Student Association, you'll probably meet Chelsea and a bunch of other really great Indonesian students. So back to you, moderator.
Okay, so before closing the session, I still received a few questions. So if I may read it to you again, sir. So the question is that, is it possible to get scholarship without a very high Ielts or TOEFL score?
Well, to get into Trinity College, you need a minimum of 6 Ielts. Okay, that's the standard. Okay, other foundation programs, other colleges in Jakarta, I think, what is it called, Uni Prep or something like that, very low English standards. Okay, Trinity College, Melbourne Uni, high academic standards. You'll need an Ielts of 6 minimum. Will that get you a scholarship? No. We base our scholarships on the academic grades. Study hard, get good grades.
Oke, jadi jawabannya tuh gak bisa ya teman-teman, karena minimal untuk masuk ke Trinity College atau University Melbourne sendiri itu adalah minimum of IELTS 6 ya. Jadi untuk masuk aja itu perlu 6. Nah kalau lebih tinggi pasti lebih baik dong. So moving on to the next question. Sir, do you have any suggestions that you like to share with us for preparing college?
So for preparing for Trinity College, well, study as hard as you can in your final year or 2 of SMA. It's really important that you get good grades. That's the best preparation. Once you come into Trinity, we're going to change the focus slightly and start preparing you with different skills. That happens at Trinity College once you're in there. All you need to do now is focus on your studies. And of course, get your English level up as much as possible. Finally,
sorry,
go on.
sir, continue. Yes.
Finally, one of the best ways, if you want to have a taste of what it's like to study at Trinity College or Melbourne University, join our live online lectures starting on Monday. That will give you a taste of the style and the way that we teach, the interactive way that we teach. These lectures are going to be amazing, and you're going to have the opportunity to interact with the professor. You can be writing questions and they will respond to it in real time. It's an amazing opportunity, and that's what it's like at university. Much more interaction, and they're very approachable. In Indonesia, the teacher is totally in control. The student is down here. They have to be quiet and total respect. What you'll find when you come to Trinity and Melbourne University, that power is evened up. You talk to your teacher and professors on the same academic level. It's much more dynamic. Join the lectures, have a taste of what it's like. You'll enjoy them.
Nah, jadi untuk meringkas tadi itu ya pertanyaannya tentang apa sih yang perlu disiapin untuk masuk college. Jadi sebenarnya untuk sekarang ini kalian disarankan untuk udah fokus belajar aja dan juga level up your English atau bagusin lagi Inggris kalian. Biar Ielts kalian tuh semakin bagus lah. Nah, dan nanti tuh waktu di college kalian tuh tidak perlu takut karena berbeda dengan sistem yang ada di Indonesia. Di sana itu guru dan murid lebih setara. Jadi interactive learning skills itu kalian bakal dapetin gitu lewat college. Kalian tuh bisa ngobrol atau tanya langsung real time ke dosen-dosen atau profesor-profesor yang ada gitu teman-teman. So there's another question in my direct message thread. So the question is, I want to ask some questions. First, is there any double majors in the University of Melbourne? And if there is one, can we take that from a different major?
Okay, so depending on your bachelor degree, most of the bachelor degrees will allow, or some of the bachelor degrees will allow double major. For example, if you're doing the Bachelor of Commerce, no problem. Accounting and Finance, Marketing and Management, you can construct a double major like that. Or in the Bachelor of Arts, okay, you might choose Psychology and Criminology, or Psychology and Media and Communication. Yeah. You can do a double major in commerce and arts. In science, it's a little bit different. In science, you can choose lots of different science subjects to complement your major, but it's a single major because you really need to focus on that. Okay, let me take it one step further. You can do a double major in arts, commerce, but you can't do a double degree. Okay, so you cannot choose a major from a different area. Now, some universities do this, but it's very old style. The top universities in America don't do this anymore. Let me give you an example. Business and or engineering and business. Okay, two very different disciplines. We don't do it. And the reason is, to study both of those, you need to focus 100%. But what happens at other universities, low quality universities, these double degrees, what happens? The students usually spend 50% of their time focusing on business, but then they have to switch off their attention. Forget that for a while, because then they have to concentrate on engineering, okay, and try to understand that. And then they have to switch their attention off and go back to the business constantly. And usually what happens after their degree, they end up with a degree where they understand business 50% and engineering 50%. Not a good way to do it. Melbourne University has a different structure. So for example, you can do the Bachelor of Commerce and get your accounting major. And then it's possible to go on and do a master's degree in a different discipline. Okay, first the Bachelor and then the master's in a different area. Much better way to do it and more highly qualified. There's a question here that I would like to answer next, if possible.
Okay, but before that, let me translate that first for the audience. Jadi teman-teman, double major itu possible ya, itu boleh. Tapi untuk double degree itu nggak memungkinkan di sini. Karena kalau double degree itu, apalagi dari yang sangat berbeda, kalian dianggap akan kesulitan memahami satu degree itu sendiri. Dan akhirnya kalian mau lulus dengan only 50% dari pengetahuan yang satu dan 50% dari pengetahuan yang lain. Dan itu sangat tidak efektif. Nah, contoh double major yang bisa kalian ambil nih, misalnya psychology and criminology. Lalu ada accounting dengan finance. Dan kalau science itu hanya bisa mengambil satu. Gitu ya teman-teman. So Sarah, do you want to read the last question?
Okay, so I've got a question here, and it's one that I get all the time. Okay, and it is, can't we just go directly to Melbourne University? Okay, the simple answer is no, you cannot. After SMA, you cannot go. Other low-ranked universities might allow you, but they don't care. Okay. The reason why you cannot go directly to university, firstly, okay, in Indonesia, you've studied 12 years of school, and then you would do a 4-year bachelor degree in Indonesia. In Australia, our students have done 1 extra year compared to you. That's why they do a 3-year bachelor. So if you come to do that, you've missed out on a full year of study compared to a grade 12 student or a student in Australia. So you must do foundation studies. But the most important reason, and I won't name the student, but the most important reason, and I'll ask you, in your first 2 weeks of university, you might get 2 or 3 or 4 different essays or assignments, 2,000 words, 1,500 words. One's a research paper. One is an argumentative comparative assignment. Another one is an explorative piece. And I'll ask you to answer in the chat. Are you prepared to do that? Have you ever learnt those skills of academic writing to enable you to do that? Because when you get to university, there's no preparation. You are expected to have those skills right from the first day. Okay. Yeah. Now we know that many other universities, they don't care, they allow students in, but guess what? Many of those students fail because they don't understand the learning style. Trinity College students succeed because we teach them that, okay? And it's the next academic step.
Yeah. Ben, maybe I will also add in Bahasa as well.
Please.
So, some of you, you might compare the University of Melbourne with another university that could accept students from high school. Sometimes they combine with SAT result and can go directly to university. But for University of Melbourne, kami tidak bisa mengkombinasi sekolah kurikulum nasional. Bukan berarti kurikulum nasional itu tidak bagus, no. But the quality and the system is different dengan Australian standard. And the University of Melbourne, we are at the same level with Oxford, Yale, and those top university. Di mana kami tidak hanya memikirkan mengenai yang penting we get the student, no, that's not the point, but we need the quality of the student. Jadi yang penting adalah kami benar-benar tahu bahwa siswa yang bergabung dengan University of Melbourne, saat nantinya mereka lulus, mereka benar-benar bisa mempresentasikan mereka lulusan dari University of Melbourne. It is the same like student going to Loyola with other school in Semarang, it is different, right? Requirement Loyola pasti sedikit lebih tinggi dibanding yang lain karena memang Loyola termasuk top school. Begitu. Jadi sama dengan University of Melbourne. That's why we cannot just accept student combining SAT with their school report and then high Ielts and then reference letter. Is not that simple because we are thinking about the quality of the student.
And thank you, Amy. And guess what? Even if you go to other universities, they allow you direct, they don't care. You still have to have the skill to be able to write academic level essays. You still need the confidence. You still need the English understanding. So the Foundation Studies program at Melbourne Uni, we don't do shortcuts. That's for the low quality universities. We are more interested in being thorough and having outstanding students and outstanding graduates.
Nah, oke teman-teman, semoga pertanyaannya itu udah kejawab ya. Jadi karena tadi udah ditranslate sedikit sama Mem Annie, jadi mungkin aku akan nambahin dikit dari yang belum ditranslate. Jadi intinya foundation studies itu kayak proses adaptasi kalian ke university. Karena sistemnya aja udah sangat berbeda, apalagi di Australia sendiri kan. Nah, sebenarnya ini masih banyak banget pertanyaan, tapi maaf banget karena waktunya sangat tidak cukup, jadi kita akan lanjut ke closing. So actually, sir, we still have a lot of questions, but unfortunately, the time is up. So
Okay.
that would be all for the Q&A session.
Well, I would like to finish off. If you do have questions, guys, and if you want to, I'll set up a separate Zoom for you at a time that suits you. All you need to do is email me here. Here's my email address coming right now. I've got lots of time for you guys anytime, and I'll ask Emmy to join. Your parents can join. We can have more of a chat. If you do want to, email me in the next day or two, and I'll set up a one-to-one or a small group chat. Okay, I'd love to hear from you. Let me take this opportunity to say I'm doing a lot of school presentations at the moment, but so far, and I mean this, so far this is the best one, the most excellent questions, the best moderator, let me tell you guys. And it's always a pleasure talking to Loyola students. So I'm really happy and it's been fantastic. Thank you very much for listening. Moderator, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for the compliment. So, if like Sir Ben Wimmer said, if anyone of the audience would like to ask more questions, you are to contact university outside the session by visiting the website or email Sir Ben yourself. So, thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am, for answering our inquiries.
And to the students here, finally, stay safe, everyone. Stay healthy, study hard. You're going to get through this. And we look forward to you coming to Melbourne. We'd love to see you here. And I will say, Sampai jumpa lagi. See you again soon. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay, so to close to today's session, is there a thing or two you guys would like to say to our participants?
Well, I'll just say very quickly, guys, this has been a really tough 12 months. It's been really difficult and really challenging. And you guys are still hanging in there and still studying hard. And it shows a lot of strength and a lot of academic persistence. Keep pushing through this, guys, because 2022, I think we're going to see the light at the end of this tunnel, and we're going to emerge from this, and you guys are going to be even stronger for it. Good luck, stay safe, and I hope that we can see you in Melbourne. Thank you very much for listening.